Hello again, Honors English 10. Today your goal is to find short stories that match thematically with the novel you have chosen for this project. This will be similar to the process you used to locate poems last time with a couple key differences. But just like last time, the resources to help you achieve your goal are on the library website. So let's go there and navigate to the Honors English 10 Pathfinder page. Step number 1 is to open the Research Paper Sources chart you started last time when we were locating poems. Here's mine. Last time, you should have already narrowed down the theme you think you're going to be focusing on in your paper that connects your novel thematically to poems and short stories. For me, I decided on love, and specifically a love that is so all-consuming that it transcends death and also causes those involved to make an utter train wreck of their lives. So now I need to see if I can locate train wreck-inducing type love as a theme in short stories. And I will use our handy-dandy thematic index to assist me, which is linked on our Library Pathfinder page. In another tab, I will also have the short stories for students index list open. You will see why in a moment. So, 4 tabs so far. Your research sources chart, Library Pathfinder, thematic database, and short stories for students index. Today is going to be a multi-tab sort of day. Let's start on the thematic database. I'll use the list of themes along the left to locate my theme, love. Short stories with that theme are listed in column 3, and this number here refers to the volume of the short story set where you can find criticism about that short story. This list is pretty long, so one strategy you can use is that same cross-referencing process we used when looking for poems to bring things down to a manageable size. I will right-click to duplicate the thematic index, use my Tab Scissors extension to split my screen, and use other thematic words along the left to find short stories about a specific type of powerful, soul-entwining love. And I had good luck last time when I cross-referenced eternity and love. So I will visit the eternity thematic page and cross-reference titles on that page with short story titles on the love page. When I did that, I got a few matches, including How I Contemplated the World, Immigration Blues, and Women in Their Beds. Now I need to see what each of these short stories is about. I can read all of them, or in yet another tab, I can Google the name of the short story plus the word summary, so I can get an overall recap. If you have a fairly generic title like Winter Dreams, you will probably want to add the author's last name to your search so you get the correct short story. And you can find authors' last names on the Short Stories for Students index, which is one of the reasons why we have it open. Although that cross-referencing trick worked great when I was looking for poems, none of these summaries led me to believe that any of these stories would have a strong thematic connection to my novel. Often, finding a short story is very challenging depending on your theme. I will quickly recap my process that took me a long time, but I went back to the love list and started skimming for titles that looked interesting or hinted at a dark, obsessive love, like this one, Demon Lover. Surprisingly, even though the Demon Lover seems like a perfect nickname for Heathcliff in Wuthering Heights, this story did not fit at all. In it, a woman literally got kidnapped by the ghost of her dead fiancé, and if the story had had a little more of the dead fiancé's perspective and some obsessive love from his point of view, I would probably have been able to use it. But it only recounted the terrified perspective of a woman being stalked by a dead guy she didn't love anymore. Sounds super interesting, but was not super helpful for my paper. So after many dead ends, just skipping around interesting titles on the love list, I changed course again and skimmed other keywords along the left in the thematic database. Another one that stood out was obsession. Remember, I don't need to match the plot events of Wuthering Heights with a short story, just the theme I am writing about, which is obsessive, all-consuming love. So I could probably work with a story with a character who is also super obsessed. I finally found Mammon in the Archer, and when I looked up the summary, I thought it could possibly work. The summary mentioned a character that's obsessed with wealth, but his money still can't earn him the respect of his longtime aristocratic neighbors, and his obsession with how wealth can change life causes him to basically use it to try to buy love for his son. So this story seems like a solid maybe. Now I need to move on to step 3, actually finding the short story and reading it to see if it really does connect. Now, poems are really easy to find online. Short stories are not so easy always to find online. The first place to start is in the Short Stories for Students Index, because we have located a whole bunch of short stories for you, especially the ones students tend to use the most. So if you see a hyperlinked title, that means we already found the story for you. Just click it and read. If your title is not hyperlinked, try searching the name of the story and add the word PDF to your search. For an older story like The Grand Inquisitor, I'm likely to get several results that have the full text. If not, try adding the word full text instead of PDF. And again, if your story has a very generic or common title, make sure to add in the name of the author so you get the correct story. If you try the PDF and full text searching tricks and only get results that are directing you to buy the story on Amazon or send you to for-fee download sites like this one that require you to create an account, which probably means you're going to be asked to buy it, I would just take that as a sign that this short story just might not be the one. Move on and try another. If you are completely set on using that short story and can tell it's going to be absolutely perfect, please send me an email and I'll see if I can help you track it down. But my short story was already linked on the Short Stories for Students Index, so it was an easy find, and after having read it, I think the character's obsession with status and wealth and how it motivates him is something that I might be able to work into my paper. I'm not sold that I am going to use this short story since this character's level of obsession does not seem nearly as dysfunctional as Heathcliff's, but not too many people can really rise to his bar. So that said, it is a maybe, and I'm going to add it to my chart. I'm going to keep looking and trying different themes and search strategies. I need to find at least one more short story. So maybe I'll cross-reference the soul thematic list and the love thematic list to see if I can find another good short story match. Also, you can add up to one short story that you read in class to your chart. And remember, you are looking for thematic, not plot connections. But this is going to take a lot of looking and searching and researching and changing directions. Expect all sorts of dead ends, but be persistent and be creative in your searching approach. Use the steps on the Library Pathfinder to guide you through the process, and good luck! May you find the perfect short story.